Why you no dance with me?
Just And
hello and welcome to Gypsy Kiss. It's Friday Fenndango, and I'm the magical treasure princess and life coach to the rich and famous, Shelley Carney. Where's my applause?
And I'm Toby Younis, Administrative Assistant to the Magical Treasure Princess and her Chief of Security. Thanks for joining us tonight. Look forward to having a good Friday evening with you. Lots of things happening. We actually do have some emails tonight, don't we?
Two.
Yeah, two whole emails, yeah. We'll have some chat messages, I'm sure, and then we'll open up the phone lines. And we have a couple of new sound effects for you that we thought you might enjoy. So stick with us. It's a good time. Well, hi there. How are you doing?
Who, me?
You know, it's funny. By the time we get here at 7 o'clock on a Friday or a Wednesday, we've spent so much time working together all day that it's, you know, it's not a surprise anymore. It's like, oh, it's good to see Shelley. I've seen Shelley a dozen times today.
Well, we had a coaching session. We
Zoom.
had a show just an hour ago with my son-in-law, Gus. Go check it out on Sales Leaders Institute. You can meet my son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And he's awesome.
He's pretty sharp. He really is.
Just ask my daughter.
Pardon me?
Tell you. Just ask my daughter. She'll tell you how awesome he is.
All right, you ready?
Housekeeping, you want towels?
Of course you want towels, because towels are necessary to get through this period.
Es necesito.
No, that's necesario.
Oh, es necesario.
Oh, you know what? Patricia wrote me an email in Spanish. I need to take a look at it and see if we want to read that. Remember that before you leave tonight I know, I'll read that one. Remember, before you leave tonight to like our video. YouTube likes it when you like our video. The Magical Treasure Princess especially likes it when you like our video. She makes a little heart thing. See? That's how much she loves when you like our video. Share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business associates, and the entirety of your social network so that we can
grow the channel.
And finally, if you are not already a subscriber, this would be the ideal. What? Oh, okay.
You're not already.
This would be the ideal time to mash down on that subscribe button.
Awooga.
And then when you see the notifications bell, yeah, your microphone just kills that. It gets one little ding and then it kills it. Ring that notifications bell, and that way whenever we start a live stream, you'll be immediately informed, and as a result, you will be
in the know.
There's nothing,
even for premieres.
That's right. There is nothing better in life, brothers and sisters, than being in the know, especially at this time. So if you want to reach out to us, you can do what Corey J has just done. That is, he's highlighted Gypsy's Kiss using the @ space Gypsy's Kiss so that it's highlighted in our chat space. It won't look the same to you, but please do that. So that way, if you have a question or you want to make a comment, you're welcome to do that. And he says, I was there, I swear, but I had to lurk. He must be talking about Member Vault. He was the newest member of our Member Vault last night.
And why didn't he show up in
the waiting room? Yeah, I know. We can bring that up to him, but we won't. So that's one way to reach out to us. Another way to reach out to us is you'll see below us on the lower third here, the phone number 202-815-1171. That's our studio number. It's sitting right here in front of me, and it's waiting for you to communicate with us. Right now, you can send us a text message, or you can leave a voicemail of up to 3 minutes. Imagine that, filling up 3 minutes with your thoughts. Later on, after we read those text messages and listen to those voicemails, we'll go to open phone lines and we can have fun talking.
And you
with
can
them.
have 10 minutes.
And you can have 10 whole minutes, because you know what happens at I'll make it a surprise. Yeah, so the
Shelley
sassy
gets up and leaves.
Yeah,
That's
Shelley,
what happens.
yeah, goes and gets some more popcorn. So the sassy shows you how. Corey J shows you how. That's right. So Corey's saying you can just copy that, and you don't have to try and get that whole @. Gypsies.
Oh, Sales Institute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he meant he was lurking in the member vault the other day.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The other, he didn't show up for member vault. So what else? How else do you want to reach out to? So yeah, we'll open up the phone lines in just a little bit so that you guys can call in and express.
Grow the channel.
Grow the channel. That's right. Let me see. What do we got going on? This is a quiet weekend. I will be doing Saturday night Church of the Search at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time from 7 p.m. until closing, whatever that happens.
Closing time.
Bring your favorite adult beverage so that we can enjoy each other's company. Our business, our Sales Leaders Institute is going well. It was interesting for me because I've had to learn. So I left business when digital marketing was just kind of getting traction, and so I've had to spend the last month relearning. Well, not relearning, newly learning a lot of this stuff. Yeah, just catching up. So, but I am now a digital marketing master, and within a very short period, I'm going to have the certificates to prove it. So,
wow,
because I'm taking the courses. Toby, Larry Smith says, leave your Wednesdays free. Leave your Wednesday free. I can't. Wednesdays are our favorite day to work.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. He'll have to tell us.
Well, we have business calls on Wednesday.
Business calls on business calls.
Business, because we're business me.
We're business people. Business people.
That's right.
So let me see. Do I want to read that letter? I think the letter from Patricia tended to be more personal than, yeah.
You could just kind of summarize the gallery part of it.
You know what? That you're actually right. I think I will do that.
Don't you remember it? You could just say it.
No, I don't remember it. Oh, rats. It's over in my
Didn't you print it out?
Address. No.
Oh, I thought you
I wasn't planning to. No, I wasn't planning to.
Because you were reading it to me.
Yeah, I was. Oh, you know what? I did print it out, but it's in the trash now. All right. You know what time? You know what we?
Is it on top of the Time magazine? You just threw
it on the Time magazine.
On top of the Time magazine.
Lamron says, AGK, did you ever get your butt drums? I think that's a very personal question. I think butt drums.
Did you get your butt drummed?
Did you get your butt drummed? That's a very personal question, Lamron.
It is, right? It's like what color are your socks?
I mean, if I was, if I had run into a woman someplace and I had asked her, "Did you get your butt drummed?" she'd probably slap me. Mm. All right, here you go.
But if you said it in Spanish and like sexy, and then she'd probably be like, "Ooh."
Que no tienes los dromas? What's drumming?
Nalgas.
Nalgas.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Nalgas de drum de nalgas. Hey, this is for you. So yeah, world famous gamer. Zoom puts us on opposite sides of the room when we're not together. So we had to change our lower third. You'll see the lower third for Shelley is there, and the lower third for me. So yeah, we're on opposite sides of the room. JK Pioneer says, "Hi, Shelley and Toby. Why don't you read me some emails, MTP?"
All right. Let's start with this one from Clueless Geezer.
Clueless Geezer, last week's winner.
Ramblings for a Friday Fenndango.
Good. That fits.
Shelley and Toby, a little food for thought that won't get us fatter. Fat and or fatter. First, thanks for your stamina and perseverance on the Fenn treasure hunt discussion. It stands in testament to your devotion to the search community. Even I, lead fanatic among all fanatics, have at times wished I could put the chase behind me and obsess more about my other loves again, including wife, daughter, fly fishing, tequila, may or may not be in priority order. But you two are unwavering in your pursuit of facilitating a solution to Fenn's cryptic poem. For that, we are in your debt. Next, thanks to Toby's daughter, Sean Wells, for the exquisite print of Saint Corona. So beautiful and timely. Please pass on my gratitude to her. The print is literally the only thing I've won in the last 30 plus years.
Whoa.
Is it 80? 30 plus years, and I'm taking it as a sign from the universe that I'm destined to find the treasure. Come on, she's the patron saint of treasure hunters and came out of nowhere to a former non-practicing Catholic. If that's not a sign, I'm clueless, and it's not the only one. So hear me all and listen good. My mom, who's approaching 90, has been decluttering during the pandemic. She recently gave me a big pile of national family treasures, as she calls them, that included a May 1981 article from Esquire magazine about the city of Santa Fe. I had gotten a job up there and sent the article back to my parents in the Midwest. When I reread the article, I was astounded to find that it features a large photo of Forrest in his gallery and devotes more than several paragraphs to him. Another sign. And the most recent sign of my imminent future success. Due to COVID-19, I was compelled to buy a larger than usual bottle of tequila. When I got it home and looked at the cap, there was a picture of a rooster. Now, if that ain't a sign, obviously, y'all can't read signs like me. Hope this doesn't discourage any of my fellow searchers, because I don't have it yet. But like all of you, I do share these truths. 1, I'm not as smart as I think I am. 2, I'm convinced I deserve the treasure because in this life, you're always rewarded for diligence and hard work, right? 3, a guy from Texas can't be more clever than me. That may be specific to New Mexican searchers. And number 4, all the clues and hints in the thrill of the chase fit my proposed solution. And the previous one, and the previous one, and the previous one. But let me leave you with this. New Mexico is the place, with or without the treasure. But it's just got to be here. There's both a clue and a hint leading to the blaze. Forrest didn't go in to hide the treasure along the same route you follow in the poem, and there's no substitute for boots on the ground in narrowing your search area to the precise location. Hope to meet you up in the New Mexico mountains sometime. I'll be the one backpacking out a heavy load. Cock-a-doodle-doo, clueless geezer.
You know what? That was a beautifully composed email. You guys don't get to see these after we read them, but I feel like I'm going to take that email. I'm going to make a note right there, and I'm going to post that email to our community.
The address.
No, minus the address. Yeah, just the kind of the content and his name. Because he put a lot of work into that, and it was very well composed. And I'm going to put that on our community page so that you guys can enjoy reading it again. I thought it's a nice email. Wait, let me write that down so I don't forget.
Okay.
What else you got?
Let's see. This one is question for Toby from Tanner. Dear Toby, hey Toby.
Is that little he's got to be a teenager by now, right?
I don't know.
He was 11 when he started writing us.
I hope this email works. I had a question regarding the video you posted on July 24th, 2018. Why Forrest Fenn's treasure may never be found. What coin was that you were handing out? I'm a bit of a challenge coin medallion collector and was just curious.
A challenge coin collector. Okay, tell me again the date of the...
July 24th, 2018.
And,
Why
and
Forrest Fenn's treasure may never be found.
oh, please don't repeat that. That wasn't one of the. That was one of the ones that he wasn't really happy about. Let's see.
Over-engineered the poem.
Yeah, that and over-engineered. You know, there's a dozen ones he doesn't like. Okay, I'm going to have to go to the AGK page to look for this.
2018.
It would be easier with the title. What's the title again?
Why Forrest Fenn's treasure.
Okay, that should be enough. Is the Fenn possessive S?
Yes.
Okay, that should be enough. Let me see. Let's see what's. Oh God, that wasn't even close. Why Shelley and Toby will never search for Forrest Fenn's treasure in Yellowstone. We've done some great ones here. Why Forrest Fenn's treasure will never be found. Okay, so give me a second because I'm going to have to kind of scrounge through this here. And I got commercial.
Coin that you were handing out. You were giving away those copper coins.
The copper coins? Is that what it was?
That you got from Mike?
Hang on. I mean, it's been a while, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that was our old. That was over at my apartment.
Almost 2 years. Well, yeah, that's where you lived.
Okay, hang on. Where did we give it?
To your new house till 2019.
Oh, yeah, it's a searcher coin. Okay, so what's the gentleman's name?
Tanner. He's
in Tenon. So Tanner, that coin that I showed on that day was the copper version of this. I wouldn't call it a challenge coin. It's a coin that was made to celebrate the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. It was designed by our friend Illinois Ghost, and it was manufactured. Well, they didn't manufacture it, but Christy and Mike of Calazars and the Hint of Riches, or Thor, had it manufactured, and they sold them, distributed them, gave them away. They did two editions. There was a copper edition that was numbered, and then there was a silver pewter edition, I think, that was not numbered, and then they had another one that was numbered, right? So I had several of them. This is number 369 from the copper edition, but I had it plated in nickel, so it's got a shiny silver look to it. That was the coin. They still show up occasionally on eBay. If you go to eBay and just search for Fenn treasure coin, you'll find the variations. Now there is yet another variation of it, and they're gold colored. They're not actual gold, but they are gold colored, and those are being hidden by what's her name?
Jenny Kyle.
Jenny Kyle on Mysterious Writings. So you have to look at her YouTube channel and go to her website to find out more of them. I don't know that Mike and Christy have any more of the coins. I haven't seen them give away any of them recently. But that's what it was. And like I said, occasionally they show up. There was, I think, the first edition, there was 1,000 of them. The second edition, the pewter one, there was 1,000. And then I think there was a third edition, unnumbered or numbered. I get them confused. That they sold. And they sold them all. I remember them having a couple left over that they gave away.
If you want more information, go to Cal Laser's channel and ask him, because he's got all the info on that.
Or go to their Facebook page. They do have a Facebook page.
That's right.
What's
Grand Adventure or something?
Grand Adventure. Calazar's Grand Adventure. And, Capro says, poker tourney, you get number 25. So they still have some available.
There you go.
But ask Mike and Christy about them, and they can probably tell you where to find one, or how to win one, or how to buy one on eBay or whatever. There must be. I know there's some still out there, but most people have kept the ones we gave away. I think I gave you one. You and Kevin.
You gave me one, which I gave to Tony Henman, and then you gave one to Kevin, which I think he's got somewhere around here.
And I gave one to Jason. But other than this one, this was actually this particular one, I didn't get the number 369, but our friend Michael Hool, MEH, knew that I had a 369 fetish. I don't know how to describe it.
Tom Gregory won a Jenny Kyle mysterious medallion.
Oh, he did?
It is cool, he says.
I'll bet. Because you have to find those. They hide them, and she creates a treasure hunt for you. So,
Nice.
so this was originally Michael's, and he traded it to me, which is probably really bad grammar, because he knew I had a thing for 369, and I gave him another coin in return. So that's how I ended up with that. And then I was experimenting with nickel plating, and it was a copper coin, and that would make it perfect for nickel plating, and it came out very nice. So, and that's that story there. What else you got there, Princess?
So I don't know. Not really. I'm trying real hard to to work with my subconscious on finding the treasure.
Oh, well, you
Trying
certainly
to program it every night.
you certainly seem to have come into some new insights based on the conversations we've had recently in the member vault. I think it's interesting that Rick has gotten to the point where he's
like, quiet, Toby. I want to hear what Shelley has to say.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard enough from you. What does Shelley think about this?
That's right.
The other thing too, I think he really enjoys the fact that we don't always agree.
Yeah.
He gets a kick out of like, well, I know what Toby knows on it. What do you think? And then you give him something to work with. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am
likes
doing the member
that
vault.
I challenge him.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask all those questions.
So if you're not already a member vault, write down this address, a member vault member, a gypsieskiss.com. Here's the promo.
So if you're a brand new searcher, what's the first thing you want to do is read the book. So we're going to read the book. And then we're going to also, at the same time, match it up to the poem. So what did this chapter say to you about what do you see in the poem? How do they fit together? So we're going to work the poem and the book together. Now you can join at any time. It's going to be an open door membership. In the bonus section on the member vault, we have added 2 videos that Toby produced.
Is he saying there is stuff in life that isn't worthy of spending time knowing, or that the real test of your intelligence is knowing the stuff that everybody else thinks is not worthy of knowing?
When he talks about no special knowledge is needed to find the treasure, but maybe you need to know those things not worthy of knowing in order to find the treasure.
So, Member Vault, join us Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 to 9 p.m. It's a closed group to study Fenn and the books and the treasure and see if we can find this thing.
Poem.
Study the poem.
Poem. We do. And we also study the video interviews.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. All right. So I think we can go to, because we're right on track here. Look at this. Pow. It's up to you there. Go for it.
All right.
Pull out that smartphone.
We're going to say hello to our friends in the room, including William Sparks, Captain Marvel, Corey J, Davio, world famous gamer,
Or WFG as I like calling it.
LR, Brian Eagle, K-Pro, one of our mods, Sherry from PA, Terry McKernan. Ignore this. All right, we got MJ Inzer, JK Pioneer, Bertha Chacon,
Birdie.
Lam Ron, and LR, Larry Smith, Must Listen Good, Corey J, Kyle Brado, one of our mods, Tom Gregory. Drums is Tambores.
Tambores. Tambores de nalgas.
Terry McKernan. Shadowcaster, Brian Eagle. Gluteal timpanis, says Brian. Craig O'Hare says, yeah, I won too, and I'm Catholic.
That's good.
That worked out then.
I don't think for a saint to protect you or ask for a saint's protection, you don't necessarily have to be Catholic. I think saints are good about that. Hey, Mel Rustad, our most recent winner of the Saint Corona. By the way, I do want to point out we'll be giving another Saint Corona away on next Wednesday's show. So make sure you go to last Wednesday's show and comment upon it. But I do want to recognize Mel was our last winner. Mel, it gets put in the post tomorrow. That's a $3 gift from Mel Rustad. You know what?
5.
I've got
5.
Hold on.
It's 5.
Okay. Oh, you're right. So I have got to. Did you hear that little clicky sound that I just heard right there? You didn't hear it. See the way it's breaking up like that? That's the road. So I have to do this. I'm going to turn it off and turn it on, so we're not going to have any audio for about 10 seconds, maybe shorter.
Oh, all right.
Okay? So hold on. Don't read anything. Okay? Starting now. Talk to me.
Oh, hello.
All right, hold on. Let me try this one more time just to see if it's gone away. There we go. Mel, thank you for that. Thank you for not only your super chat, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to fix that. So,
got Steve Wayne, the sassy, another mod. Let's see. Toby Hedman's here.
We do want to say thank you to our mods for being in the room. They include Sassy and K-Pro Hooley is here. Colorado is here. And I haven't seen his beautiful spouse, Sarah Rocks, but she usually shows up before the end of the evening. I miss anybody? Sassy?
I don't think so.
No?
Okay. That's it.
All right.
Colorado's the only guy now.
Yeah, that's right.
Used to be all guys. Now it's almost all women. Let's see. We got Shadowcaster, Tom Gregory, Brian Eagle, William, Corey J., Christine Kenzie, Clueless Geezer's here, because I love that Santa Corona print. Stacy Harwood, Christopher Robin, and Larry Smith. Toby's Wednesday, 8 a.m., meet with me. 10 a.m., find treasure. 12 noon, victory lunch. 2 p.m., meet with Fenn. 4 p.m., call competitors. 8 p.m., hump day, live with treasure. Record record number of viewers.
Wow, we should do that. That sounds good to me. I'm up for it.
Well, I already made an appointment for us to have a call.
Oh, okay. Wednesday. All right. Oh, who are you talking to on Wednesday? Oh, is that all right?
And then we got a 6 o'clock show too.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll work with you.
Maybe the guy we talked to on Wednesday will be our 6 o'clock show too.
We'll work with you on it. We're that kind of people. We're very flexible and adaptable and agile. And
that's right. Glenna Friedman, one of my viewers on my daily journal every morning at 11 o'clock on the softer side.
Oh, by the way, Lorraine S., I do want to say thank you for sending me those cute little pictures of your grandchildren. That was adorable. Shelley was doing her softer side today, and she mentioned something about Toby loves baby pictures, that if you flash him a baby picture like that, he just melts. And so she sent me some pictures of her grandchildren. I thought it was adorable. And I did pretty much melt. Yeah. Hey, I do want to ask Christy, is there a poker thing going on tonight after the show? Could you please just give me an indication in the chat room, and then I'll call you so we can talk about it, see what you're doing, okay? Okay, back to you, Shell. Back to you, Shell.
Alrighty. Aurora Peace. I wish there were postal stamps devoted to Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt.
Wow, that would be danged interesting. It's hard. That's hard to do though. They do it via competition. So, but she comments on all her videos. So thank you for commenting on all her videos after the fact, Aurora. I noticed your name. Okay, so Kpro says a Gypsy's Kiss, yes. Why doesn't Kpro's why isn't it highlighted when she talks?
Probably because she's on a phone. Sometimes it doesn't work on the phone.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sunray.
Christy, I'll call you once we get to phones, and we'll talk about it.
Twiggy T.
King Catcher says, AGK, watch the chapters by chapter analysis of the book. Lots of great content. Keep up the good work, Toby and Shelley. Thank you for that. We're doing that again for the third time now in the Member Vault. We're going to know this book word by word. And what's really funny,
doing just what Forrest said to do. Read the book.
Read the book.
Over and over again.
Read the book 22 times. And then read the poem 50 times. I am on an iPad. What a conspiracy. Yeah, I think it is because we don't see, it doesn't highlight for us.
Let's see. Tom Gregory's here. Hal Gibson.
You got everybody? I do want to point out when you guys send a text message, make sure you include at least your first name and the state from which you are texting, so that we can.
Clueless Geezer wants to know what's the deal with 369.
Oh, Clueless Geezer. So it was a conclusion I came to after reading the book 36 times and the poem 69 times, that Fenn had a fetish for the numbers 369. He uses them a lot, or variations thereof, a third of 9 times, 6 times this, 3 times that. So that was my thing. And I talked about it. I think we did a show on it, right? At some point. And so I talked about it, and Michael Hoole, our friend, saw the show and decided that when he got that coin, that he'd give it to me. By the way, I should point out this coin is now ensconced in one of 3D Bronze's boxes that he sent us. And you can see, so first of all, it's made to look like Forrest Fenn's treasure chest. It's even, what do they call it? Not tarnished, but he added a patina to it. So it actually looks like a bronze chest. On the inside is a piece that holds your coin, if you have one. And then below that, if you wanted to hide some, maybe $100 bills, you can put them in there. And then what else? When he made these for us, to the top, he added the AGK avatar, our logo, which was kind of cool. And this one, I don't know if you can see it here. It's got a concave shape to it. And the reason he did that is because he heard me one night talking about this. It's a decoder ring, a Civil War decoder ring. And he made a box specially for that. And that's where the AGK concave logo came in, because the coder ring has a kind of curvature to it. Convex. So they mate together very nicely. One being concave, the other being
3dbronze.com.
Convex.
If you want to get one for yourself.
By the way, 3D Bronze is conducting. Why don't you?
He makes them in this size too.
Let me go find it. That's right. He makes the little tiny boxes as well. We got some. Once we're finished with, we got a whole bunch of 3D Bronze stuff to give away. Once we, and the reason I'm turning around is because they're sitting on our desk back there. Once we get through the Saint Coronas, we'll start giving some more of 3D Bronzes. Well, they're donations basically to us. We'll give them away. All right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go to 3D Bronzes so I can talk about the face masks.
All right. We get Roy Burton, King Catcher Jim King, Dibby Teal, Stacy Harwood, hello. Hello to all our friends. Kiwis Road is here. Swami. John Dalton. Happy Friday from northwestern Wyoming. I had an uncle named John Dalton.
Was he with the famous Dalton gang?
He's actually my great uncle because he was my grandpa's brother. No, I don't think so.
You're from South Dakota, right?
That's my mom's family.
Oh, not your dad's. Okay.
No, he was from Iowa.
Okay, so he must be doing something else because the masks
Davio's
aren't
here.
on the home page anymore.
Oh. Ian
All he says is, to help with the
Learfillum.
COVID-19 pandemic, I've temporarily suspended the sale of all traditional products on this website. Click for details. Okay, let's click.
All righty, we got Mel Rustad.
Who has donated $5 and is the winner of the most recent Saint Corona.
Shats K9 Treasure Hunter. Don't forget, you guys, if you want to win one too, you got to put a comment on Wednesday's video. Luther Pendergrass.
And last Wednesday's video, but the simple fact of the matter is, if you want to be safe, every time you see a Wednesday's video, make a comment on it. Because we always go back to the last one.
Or any Gypsy's Kiss video.
Yeah.
Ron Leak is here. Hi from Ron. Hi back. Wayne Ross is here. How many people on Zoom during an average VIP session? 6 or 8 people will usually show up.
On Zoom.
In the VIP map. In the VIP room.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 or 8. Soundboard. Who else is here? Hello to you. Sturmworm, hello. Going to have my grandpa take me to Fenn's spot.
Tom Gregory says, Rio de los Pinos.
Bertha says, Toby, I like the way you roll your tongue speaking Spanish. You do it very well.
Thank you. I've had a lot of practice. Tom Gregory said, Rio de los Pinos.
Oh. T. Brown is here.
Ready? No, see if you can do this.
Pink.
A caffeine-free Diet Coke.
T. Brown is here. Debbie Teal is here. Hooley's here. Just got home from being in public. Public.
Public.
Would Toby be appropriate after 5 Cynthia's margaritas? I think he would be dead after that.
Yeah, I'm not a
5?
Yeah, first of all, she makes pretty stiff margaritas, and secondly, I'm not that big a drinker, so it wouldn't take much to put me over in a corner, curled up in the fetal position and asleep.
Michael Wimmer's here.
I'm good for 2 drinks.
No masks?
Why
should we wear masks at home?
Michael Wimmer, we're in 2 different locations, and we're making it. See how good we are. Sturm just shared an email he received from Forrest. Oh, we did?
Who did what?
Corey J. says, Sturm, referring to Sturm Worm, just shared an email he received from Forrest.
Oh, where at?
I'm assuming a Gypsy's Kiss, otherwise it wouldn't be important for him to tell us that, would it? You think?
No. Louis Davenport, Fennist 4, Sassafras.
Oh, Chinita. It's always... Oh, I know where it goes. Hang on.
You know where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow Nose.
What does Shadow do?
Shadowcaster Nose. Roy Burton. In book, brown is always color.
Kinda, yeah. Brown gravy.
Except for the poem.
Brown gravy, brown, what else? Brown
bread,
brown streak on his jeans.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's always a color. I don't have it, Corey J. Kevin Carney's in the room. Say hi to Kevin Carney.
Oh, hello, Kevin Carney. We have Elephant Hunter. INFJ.
All right, so introvert, intuitive, feeling, and judgmental. We did a counseling today with a woman who because
You're not supposed to talk about what's going on in
that's
our
right.
coaching sessions.
Good. Okay.
Supposed to be quiet about.
I'm supposed to be quiet about it. Well, it was just cute because she had put down her Myers-Briggs.
Sherry from PA.
Everybody should know their Myers-Briggs on it. So I can't find this.
Mine is so middle of the road, it's not really telling you anything anyway. Because I can. It's just barely over to one side or the other, so it's like.
Oh, you're middle of the road.
I could go either way.
Yeah. Mine aren't like that. Mine are definitely over to one side. So I don't have a. Let's see if it's in updates. Maybe. Nope.
All right.
We must generate a lot of mixed emotions.
Why is that?
Because it tells me when subscribers have subscribed to a Gypsy Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see them subscribe, and then about 3 weeks later, you'll see them subscribe again. And about 3 weeks later, you'll see. So they go through the subscription. They go, oh, I hate these guys. Unsubscribe. And then they go, oh, I miss these guys. So. Oh, it was in chat,
just
but
turn
redacted.
Off the sound and chat with friends. You don't have to talk to us.
The gist is Forrest is sharing Sternworm email on Dale's blog sometime soon, and it's regarding Yellowstone. Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Baba Ganoush.
Hooley's asking, Shelley, have you tried nutritional yeast on your popcorn?
No.
Never heard of it. And
Kevin's
neither apparently has Michael Wimmer because he said yeast.
Yeast.
Let's see. LR says, do you know the number? Oh, thanks for reminding me, LR. Let me check real quick. Let me check.
The Paw Patch. How many scrapbooks are out? I don't know, like 250 something?
50. I think somebody was mentioning they might have done another one recently. So the last one I remember was 252. Let's see. How many responses do we have? Oh, 157. Come on, guys. We're less than half. We're just over halfway to our 300 mark. So
do you know who it is?
Let me put that. So the link is in the description box below, but I will copy that link and put it in the chat room and
Mr. Anonymous.
Request again.
Zozo rocks.
If you haven't already, copy when. Because we want to make this a valid survey. It's a valid at anything over 100 for the size of the market. So, but the more we can do it. Okay. So what you're seeing
So I have mixed people here deciding whether or not they want to see me eat popcorn or not. So somebody said, don't eat on camera. It's very unbecoming. Well, you don't understand that from about 5:45 till 9 o'clock, I'm on camera and I don't get to eat dinner. Yeah. So who here wants me to eat popcorn? Who does not?
Who doesn't mind, Shelley?
And if you don't want to watch me eat popcorn, I'll just take it and go off screen while Toby's on the phone. Good. So I can do that.
Oh, don't do that. That's no fun. I like seeing your response.
I could turn around.
Yeah. Let's see. Clueless Geezer says, here's a thought. That picture of the lumberjack in a clear-cut woods can't see forest for the trees. Oh, very original. Well done.
What's that about?
So I don't think anyone has heard. Bertie asked about Rio Grande Joe. Don't worry. Eventually we'll hear from Rio Grande Joe. He's got to come back. I mean, maybe he found the treasure and he is doing what I suggested everybody do, and that was maintain your anonymity and keep it quiet. So it could be very well much be that. I'd be surprised because I think Rio Grande falls into that category that Fenn always talks about, the category that says they won't be able to keep it quiet. That's your Rio Grande Joe there. They won't be able to keep that quiet. So put that in your smike and pop it. All right, where do you want to go from here?
Sternworm just gave us money to eat popcorn.
What?
So, and I guess we could sing for him.
Well, he gets
10.
So thank you for that, Sternworm. We appreciate it. And this is for Shelley. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, and
hear it.
audio. What the heck? Where's my audio? Okay.
I can't do it. I can't hear it.
Let's see. Where did that go? What the hell? What is it? Bad audio week? Hang on. Hold on. Let me see.
It's
if
always
anything else.
something.
We heard hello chat room, right? Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that again.
And
Here, I'm going to do Crazy
yeah.
Birds. You did memorize it. Wait a minute. Let me just see if.
Well, I had to. I don't get to see it anymore.
if the monitors are off. What the hell?
Why are you playing Crazy Birds?
Because I just wanted to see it. If it was, can you see it? Monitor off. Audio input capture monitor is.
Eat the corn. Eat the corn. You can have your popcorn and eat it
Desktop
too.
audio lines of light video.
We eat while watching you eat.
Okay. So I don't know why we can listen to. Wait, let me do Happy Chat Room. What changed in the last 5 minutes? Hello, chat room. Hold on.
Where did you go to? Rio Rancho.
Shelley tries to sing to that one. There's a delay, and she's always behind the video. Yeah, that's not unusual because we're singing behind the video.
Well, he's playing the song in Bernalillo. I don't hear it until it gets to Rio Rancho, and then I sing it to him, and then there's a whole.
It's got to go back. Yeah. Let's see. LR thinks, I think you have too many words for the super chat song. I don't understand the concept. What is the concept of too many words? All right.
I don't know.
Are you done?
But he's a songster, so.
Hey, that's right. He writes his stuff, doesn't he?
You know. Well. Everybody says I should eat, so I'm gonna eat.
Are you done?
Done what? Saying hello? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm going to.
Charles Chapman's here. I missed him.
Yay, Charles. Did you give me a new? You didn't, but I said it was okay. So.
A new what? Oh no, I didn't have time.
Okay.
We've been working me too hard.
I know you. Have
I was
been
up till
working.
midnight.
I know.
Working.
Let's see.
Programming my subconscious.
Mr. Anonymous says, "Call Rio Grande Joe and make him take the walk of shame." I'll bet you he doesn't. I'll bet you he wouldn't answer my call. So, all right, let's go to text time. Then we'll call Christy. Okay.
If you wouldn't keep changing the phone number every couple of months.
Exactly. All right, this is from GoodellCon. Am I getting it? Echo in there. GoodellCon says, having the 9 clues to work with, there's always room for one more to make it 10.
Mr. T wants to know, any envelope this week?
Well, Mr. T, yes, but it's at the UPS address. And I'm only going out on Saturdays with my mask on, so I won't pick it up till tomorrow, all right? And then we'll read it on Wednesday. Let's see, I sent a text, so this is from Frank in Phoenix. He says, I sent a text on Wednesday, but it was at the end of the show, so not sure if you got it. I probably do, but after the show, Frank, I delete all the texts from that night and just wait for new texts in the upcoming show. Do you think because Forrest had to make 2 trips from the car...
It's Corey J's fault. It made me laugh.
And now I have to read that over. Corey J.
Sir, get your popcorn, sir.
I sent a text on Wednesday, but it was at the end of the show, so not sure if you got it. Do you think because Forrest had to make 2 trips from the car to the hiding spot that the terrain is most likely uphill? If it was downhill or level, presumably he could have carried the 42 pounds in one trip. Just curious on your thoughts. Well,
sometimes even downhill, the footing's less
I don't
sure than uphill. So
I don't think it's a matter of whether it was uphill or downhill. I think you're going in the canyon down. If you continue to follow the canyon down, you're doing what water does. You're following the gravity, basically. But eventually, you have to walk back up. He could have walked. If I don't believe that the elevation is a factor in him carrying the treasure. I think he was 80 years old. He knew he had to make 2 trips, 20 pounds or 20 plus pounds in each trip, and I think he was just avoiding, doing it as easily as an 80-year-old man could do. I don't think there's a massive elevation gain or loss from the point at which you park your car to at which he parked his car to where he hid the treasure. I think it's relatively, within, I'm going to say within 100 feet altitude gain or loss between the two, between where your car is parked and to where the treasure is hidden. I don't think there's some massive effort in climbing, even if it's not. Even if it's not a cliff face, I don't think there's any massive effort in climbing up the side of a mountain, to hide the treasure and then back again. So I don't think. In answer to, I guess the best way to answer your question is I don't think it's an issue in all of this. Okay. Let's see. So you know what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to delete them so I don't miss them again.
Making swanky Frankies? Hot dogs sliced in the middle. Add in cheddar to the middle. Wrap them in bacon.
Oh.
Bacon,
so
$3.75.
Oh, yeah. I remember those back when we were growing up. We used to make them. Hey, guys, Kyle from Maryland, and first time messaging in @Toby. I was curious if you ever put together and shared the USGS map you mentioned that was based around your 7,000-foot theory. If so, where could we all view it or see the revealing? Pretty interesting theory, and came up with the same one back in October. Great minds. I posted it somewhere. I think you can find it on our community page because I did have a consultant in ArcGIS do it, and he generated the map. The problem for me is that if you do the whole area from New Mexico all the way up to Montana, it's not there's not enough resolution. So what I have to do is find someone, and I guess I could go back. I just haven't had the time. Find someone who could do it literally by location. I think the next time I have it done, I'll give him a search area rather than the whole dimensions. But it leaves a lot of interesting possibilities for looking for reducing the amount of surface area that you have to, in which you have to look for the treasure. Jim in Ohio says, "Are you sure it will be at 7 for search?" Yeah, you know what, Jim? I will do my darned best. I've got apparently another audio problem that I have to fix between now and then. But yeah, I'm shooting for 7. Nutritional yeast is a vegan cheese substitute.
Melinda Cash. Well, I'm not a vegan.
Yeah.
Melinda Cash, what were the flowers Forrest talked about in the book? Yellow and purple wildflowers.
And you will find various combinations of yellow and purple wildflowers in almost any place in the Rockies. They're very different, but generally the yellows and purples go together. But they're wildflowers. They're they're one stair step above weeds in some cases.
But they're all through the Rocky Mountains.
But they're all through the Rocky Mountains. There isn't
much.
It doesn't. It's not going to help you because I have photographs in 4 different states and 34 recons, and every one of them I was able to find yellow and purple flowers. As a matter of fact, there was a point at which I was kind of becoming a wildflower expert. I had so many pictures of purple and yellow flowers. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's it for messages. So let's see if we have any voicemails, and we get to go to, hang on.
Penny-size hail.
Who's saying penny-sized hail?
MJ Inzer.
Oh.
Texas James says, canyon down, too far to walk.
No voicemails? Hey, guess what?
Time for the phone.
Time for the phone. All right, let's play the phone lines open.
Driver's license.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. You know what you do is just go out if you don't have your driver's license with you, go outside, find a wino, and then pay him like we used to do in high school and college. Not that I ever did that because I was a good Catholic boy at the time. I was a good Catholic boy. All right, ladies and germs, especially sternworm germ. Oh wait. I'm going to close this again because I got to call Christy and learn more. Learn more about the. She's in my favorites list, and we'll do that. See what she's doing.
All right, now I get to take a break from talking, so I can eat.
Yeah, eat your popcorn.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, crud.
Oh no.
Hold on.
Go move to the other side of your house.
No, I had my headset on and it works for YouTube, but then the minute I get a phone call, it makes me reset it.
Oh, I see.
We don't have time for that.
All right. Well, I would have waited. All right. So tell me about this whole poker thing in a nice summary form. What is it? What are we doing? What's going on? What's happening?
Well, so what we did is we went to PokerStars, which is a free app that you can do poker games, and it's just virtual online poker, which I don't prefer, but what the heck else do we have to do?
Right.
So we decided to do 4 flights this week because we had 100 people sign up within a day or two, and we went, oh, we can't get everybody in. We don't want to. So we're doing different flights each day. There's a whole little schedule. The last flight is tomorrow. But it's kind of caught fire because that's not enough for about 50 searchers. And many of them have been meeting up each night. And we Zoom in and play poker. And everyone talks about their treasure hunting secrets and conversations. I will say I did not last, but the last 2 nights, some made it until the wee hours of the morning.
Wow.
Discussing Forrest Fenn and that includes the Nellicas and the Jolowickis and the Copperdans and many people we don't know as well. So it's kind of brought a new community together. So just after, I think it's 10:30 tonight, which would be 8:30 your time, a new one is starting. About half the people get on the Zoom, half the people are there just for the poker. The people that get on the Zoom, we do chit chat about Forrest Fenn. I will say I'm making a new video on something that was said that I've never heard before from a searcher related to a map, which I thought was awesome. So that's but we're going to do the finals. So we had flight A, B, and C so far. Tomorrow is D. There's the top 2 to each one, and you get a silver searcher coin, plus a couple of other items that have been donated. Thank you, Tony Enman. Thank you, Mark Wells, a few others. We think kind of like the marathon, we'll do those once a month.
Yeah.
But we're going to start kind of a weekly poker tournament or more. I mean, it is literally every night has been going on. Some of us may have been on earlier today, but since it's during work hours, I won't confirm or deny that. Yeah. So, and I may have come in second, and Joel Wiki may have knocked me out, and I may be bitter about it, but I won't talk about that.
So what is a flight? How many is in a flight?
Everyone can participate. We don't limit the number. Actually, we don't have the capability of doing it. So we have had as many as 70 and as few as 30 in any of the flights. It's basically, if you think about March Madness, it is the quarterfinals or semifinals, but everybody gets to play as many times as they want. And we tried a couple different types of tournaments. We did a heads up, head to head, and then you went head to head against different people. We tried just the traditional, kind of like what you think about at the World Series of Fenn tournament. Yeah. So there's a bunch of different kinds. And since it's free, we're having fun.
So there's no money involved. You don't have to buy in, and you don't win cash.
Well, I will say, if you run out of chips that are given to you free, you can get like 1 million chips for $2 or $3 or something. And so technically you can buy chips, but it's not anything you need to do. Like I have 500,000 chips from you get free chips every 4 hours.
Right.
So you check in and you ask for the chips, and that should be more than enough. But technically, did we have, I think 2 or 3 people went and bought $2 worth of chips, and they're set for their entire life.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just fun.
So somebody said, "Can you do this on your phone?" Yeah, you can. You can actually You can download the Poker Stars.
No, but you can't. You cannot actually.
Oh,
the
you
one
can't?
the one that is for the app and the one that's for like the Android, it's actually the pay for one, and it excludes many states. So we decided not to do that one. The only downside of the one that we have, it's the Poker Stars and PC only. I'm not a fan of it, but it's better than all the states that would have been excluded, et cetera. So you have to find either a tower, laptop, et cetera. William said he found a way around it. So you can go to your phone or iPad and actually go into Safari. He found a video. We've helped some people, but others, also Pennsylvania and New York or New Jersey, they don't allow even the $2. So some of the states are excluded, but very few in comparison. So
Elephant Hunter, I'm sorry. Elephant Hunter
go
says, "How do we join poker? How did they get into it?"
So we did a video on it. Once I get back into the chat, you can also email me at kpro3@aol.com or hit me up on the Grand Adventure. There's a 1-page summary, and then we actually go through a step-by-step. But some people were confused. I had no problem. I've walked them through the steps of how to do it, either video, phone, or we go back and forth with Facebook Messenger or email or whatever. So it's pokerstars.com, and then the PC version. And then there's a club. It's called TTOTC is the club. And then you kind of go from there. So, and there's different tournaments, different nights. So there's kind of the official ones. The ones that are for fun, like the one that starts in an hour, is called For Fun. So you're not getting the silver coin. You're not getting anything else. It's just, you might get some searcher secrets, because there's been a couple interesting things shared that I know I haven't heard before. So,
Sassy says it doesn't work on a MacBook Pro.
Yeah, she said, I thought it was both Mac and PC. She said not. And so that's why I was trying to hook her up with William. I think we've had 3 people that have had an issue, and 100 got in. So it just, one was in Pennsylvania and one didn't have any PC or tower. So I know it's the few, and gosh, it's terrible. But every one of these have issues.
So when you were saying PC, you were referring to the IBM Intel personal computer. You kept saying PC.
Tell me, I mean, sure.
Yeah, no. You kept saying the PC version. I was going to ask, do you mean politically?
Does PC include a Mac? I don't know what I'm saying here.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have a laptop that has HP on it, and it works for me. I'm not technical. You guys know more than anyone. I'm not technical. So we're trying to figure it out as we go. So I know Sassy. I know there's Scott Conway out of Pennsylvania. He had an issue. There's like 3 people, but there was about 20 that had issues, and I walked them through it, which is kind of scary that I walked them through, but we got them all on except for we're down to 3. And there's some very specific reasons: a Mac user, a Pennsylvania user, and then an iPad user. Right. So
So Holy says, will that one be on Zoom chat?
The finals will be, the thing that we have committed to is Thursday night, which was Flight C we put on. And some people are a little mixed on YouTube. We are definitely doing the finals. So the top two of each tournament, which is kind of interesting because they're the people right now. There's 6 finalists and none of them have been on the chat. They've only been in the room, which we think maybe we're giving away too many secrets. Not sure.
Yeah.
But we will definitely be streaming on Sunday. I will tell you, tomorrow is a maybe. It basically is up to Mike whether he wants to do it or not. I can't play and figure out the chat in the chat room. Right. And I will say, when you're playing poker, the players, a few people got irritated because they're like, you're not interacting with us. It is truly just for the chat to interact. It is not for us to interact with the chat. There's just too much going on with poker. You have 12 seconds to act at every round. So it's
it's not conducive to conversation. They set it up
for the players. But when you have 100 people in the room, it could be an interaction between those. And so just be ready for not as much interaction. But Sundays, the finals will definitely be streamed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And then we're going to start like a weekly tournament after this. We don't know what time and day. Like, hey, every Friday night after AGK or every whatever it is, we'll tag up because I think a lot of searchers want to. I'm surprised about how many poker players there are that are searchers. A lot of people you can see when they're online, and it's like, wow, you're on, because I go in and get my free chips every 4 hours, and there's a good 20 that are in there out of the 100 that are kind of on pretty consistently. So we're bored.
Coronavirus. I don't have a coronavirus on my soundboard. So. I'd have to borrow that from Mike. All right. Well, thank you for letting me call and talk about this. I know it's important to some people, and it sounds like a lot of fun. One of these nights I'll have the time to get in.
Yeah, that sounds great.
A lot of it. All right. You have a good evening.
You too.
We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay. So I don't know. So we've got a lot of people in there asking to call Rio Grande. So Ken from Oklahoma says, you mentioned cliff. I thought I'd mention this. I would not look for the blaze on any cliff with a scree field below it, not permanent enough for 1,000 years. I agree. I think you're absolutely right, Ken. Let's see. No minute. So 970, text me again with your name and the state from which you are texting, your first name. I have a question about in the mountains north of Santa Fe, and if a GPS coordinate north of Santa Fe would have the same longitudinal degree, minutes, and seconds. So if you were using a compass and you took heading north, it would be affected by the magnetosphere, right? And you'd have to make the correction. But a GPS operates via satellite, and so it doesn't make the correction. North in Santa Fe is north in Cody, the same on GPS, is the same as north in Cody, Wyoming. But that's GPS. The compass will give you different readings. And the map that you're using will give you the correction. Okay. Shall we call Rio Grande Joe, see what he's doing? Let's call Rio Grande Joe.
Might as well.
Let's see what he has. Let's see if he answers the phone. He may not answer. He may not answer his phone. Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound like he's answering. Oh, okay. Can't do that. So apparently he's not answering. Oh, Tom Gregory. So Tom Gregory knows that when I was in high school in Santa Fe back in the mid-'60s, I attended a all-boys Catholic boarding school called St. Michael's High School. And I was sent, even though I lived in Santa Fe, I was sent as a boarder because I was a rebellious child. But our competition was the public school in Santa Fe, which at the time was Santa Fe High School. I think they have more now. But back then there was only one. All of my family had gone to, I was the first member of my family. No, that's not true. I was the first male member of my family to go to St. Michael's. The girls in my family all went to Loretto, but the boys all went to Santa Fe High School. And so they were our nemesis. The problem was we were a, I don't know, 4A school because we were small. I mean, my graduating class had 107 seniors. And Santa Fe High School was a 1A school. But every year we had to play them at least one basketball game where they would beat the heck out of us, and one football game where they beat the heck out of us. And I played football back then, so I knew what it felt like. But yeah, they were the Santa. So we were the St. Michael's High School Horsemen, and they were the Santa Fe Demons. Go figure. But we all had friends. As a matter of fact, one of my girlfriends, Nancy Jane Bandy, went to Santa Fe High School. We were boyfriend and girlfriend for 3 or 4 years until she went to college, and that screwed everything up. She went to a different college. So a little bit of history there. So thanks for that pleasant memory, Tom. Growing up in Santa Fe, I have to admit, was damned interesting. It was a lot of fun, and it was, you know, and being a boarder, I could live the life of a boarding student, not have to worry about being home. So I had even a better time. I really enjoyed it. And those Christian brothers, I'll tell you, the best education I ever got, including 3 different colleges. Let's see, that's 3 different colleges, was at St. Michael's High School. I wouldn't have traded that education for love or money. Okay, we do.
Lucky Digger says Rio Grande Joe is with Tenarth.
Yeah, whatever happened to Tenarth? Tenarth is another one that we just never heard from. He was going one weekend to get the treasure, and we talked to him on a Friday show, and he was going to have it the following Wednesday, and nothing. We never saw him again. He's probably in the chat room right now under an assumed name, something other than Tenarth. We did get a voicemail while we were talking. Oh, you know what? Because I haven't turned the phone on. All right, let me turn the phone on here.
Even though you played the video.
Even though I played the video. Well, I ended up calling Christy, so.
Yeah.
Where's the do not disturb thing here? There it is. All right, phone lines are
3D
open.
Bronze is trying to call you.
All right, phone lines are, here, you know what? Let me call 3D first. I'm going to put the do not disturb back on because if we miss him, because I want to hear what's going on with him. 3D Bronze. Joey Perro trying to call too. Let's see. 3D search. Ugh. Let's call 3D Bronze. All right, 3D, we're going to call you to make it easy.
Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
A Gypsy's Kiss. Oh, he's trying to call. Okay, and okay.
It's very complicated.
Oh, that's complicated. Hey, 3D, how are you doing tonight?
Hey guys, it's 3D Bronze.
Yeah, we know it is. Yeah, we can see it on our phone. Yeah. So tell us.
My girlfriend makes fun of me for saying that.
What is going on with you?
Hey guys, well, I'm just. Thank you for taking my call, first of all. But I just wanted to give you guys an update, and I just wanted to say big thanks to everyone, you guys included, for putting a spotlight on my efforts and really getting a lot of people to get involved, and it's been going really good. And we've had a lot of people put effort in, and a lot of people donate money, and it's really helped get the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to ship out over 200 of the face shields over to Sarah's place, and I'm printing 24/7. But I just wanted to give you an update. I know you went to the site and you saw there, the face shields aren't up right now.
Right.
And I'm still making face shields, but my production of them has slowed a lot because my larger printer, 7 out of the last 9 9-hour prints have failed.
Mm.
And so I'm just wasting material on that printer. I guess if you run printers 24/7, for a month straight, they start to have issues. So I keep doing repairs to this printer, but it's having issues. So I started printing. I'm not sure if you saw it on the website. These things are called ear savers.
Yeah, I did see
and
them.
Basically, what they are. Yeah. So what those are, the doctors and the medical workers, they have to wear their face masks all day long. And what happens is the bands that go around their ears, they cause a lot of irritation to their ears, and it pulls on them and makes them really sore. And so a lot of people in the 3D printing community, they've started designing these ear savers, and it hooks around the plastic piece instead of around their ears behind their head. And so it's just another way to kind of, for me to be able to keep contributing, even though I'm having printer issues. I can print those on my big printer, no problem. And my other printer, I'm still printing the face shields on them. But I didn't want people to donate money and not know exactly where it's going.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Right now I'm taking care of the face shields, and then the donations will go towards these ear savers. And I don't know what the technical term for them is, but that's what I've seen people calling them.
Yeah.
And I can produce a lot of those really quick. And but like I said, I haven't stopped doing stuff. I'm still on it, and I really appreciate everybody's help. I would love to be able to just go on here and say thank you individually each person, but I don't. Some people want to remain anonymous, and some people might not want me making it public. So I will be emailing everybody. I haven't had a chance to just sit down and email each person that donated, but I really, from the bottom of my heart, I so much appreciate everybody who took the time to donate and to help this cause, because these are people that are putting everything on the line to help every one of us Americans without asking any questions. And for these people to step up and contribute, I really appreciate it, because nobody has to do that, especially right now. I know a lot of people they're hurting for money, and they're not working. And so just everybody's contribution is just greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you for saying that. Sarah just came into the room. She said 3D Bronze is my hospital hero. So you can say hi to her. And Holly posted your URL. So if anybody needs to go there to support you. So tell me a little bit about, I know the face shields, you're not printing the clear surface. You're printing the head frame and then attaching the clear surface. How does that work?
Yeah. And so that's part of the issue that I've run into. Part of the work that I'm doing is not just like printing and taking stuff off the printer all day and night, but it's also trying to source materials. I bought something like 500 yards of elastic or something, and hundreds and yards of foam. And so I have to order the foam that goes on the band. I have to order glue. I'm going in these hardware stores buying, all the baskets full of glue and stuff. They probably think I'm huffing or crazy or something. I don't know. And then, I buy all these materials separately, and then having to print the frames and then assemble them, clean them, assemble them, and bag them up. But the clear part itself, what I use is actually it's transparency sheets that are used for like overhead projectors. So it's the most like cost-effective way of doing it, and they're not like the most sturdy material.
Yeah, I kind of remember
thin,
them.
but they're easily replaced, and it's something that you can source. Although pretty much, there's only like particular ones that I like to use, because a lot of them have a special coating that makes the markers not smear, but that special coating actually makes a weird light, like rainbow effect on them when you try to use it as face shield.
Interesting. Wow.
So there's only particular ones. And since there's so many people in the 3D printing community printing all these things right now, everybody's fighting to find where those are at and get them. And I drove around probably a few hundred miles going from store to store at specific stores, trying to acquire those, and was able to get some at first, but now they're really hard to obtain. And so I still have some, like I said, still making face shields, but that production has just slowed for many reasons, and I'm just still printing, and I'm every day looking for different things that I can print, and just trying to, keep my effort moving in the right direction and help these people as much as I can.
I'm actually kind of surprised to hear that you can still find those transparencies. I don't think I've seen anyone do a presentation using transparency since, the 90s. I don't know.
Right.
Remind me
was
to tell
really
you.
Surprised too,
Remind me to tell you one day the story about how I ended up a public speaker, because it involved transparencies.
Okay.
Yeah, long time ago.
Definitely.
All right. Well,
if you look in the store, they're right next to the magnifying glasses. That's how old school they are.
That's how old school they are. So Sarah says our family and CEO has a special something coming up. So I think that was meant for you.
Oh, that's really nice. Well, it's like I really appreciate that kind of stuff, but the only reason I really brought this to the attention of everybody was not to I don't want to try to get credit or look like a good guy. The whole purpose was just to see if I could get people to help support the cause.
Yeah.
So if anybody has anything good to say, if they, could route that attention towards those people that helped to donate and make these contributions possible, that to me would mean a lot.
Well, good. We'll make sure they do. All right, sir. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for your great work and the effort towards supporting those people on the front line of this thing, because it's effort like that, the work that like you've done.
Sarah said, just having the shield has increased our providers' personal contact with patients.
Wow. So, and that's important because a lot of this is one of those illnesses where you're left alone, right? They intubate you, and then you're there until you survive or until you don't. So it's a very lonely illness. But thank you for your effort, and I think you've inspired a lot of other people to at least figure out how well that they can contribute. We made a decision early on that the most that we could contribute is a show covering the topic, and I'll mention to our viewers, if you'd like to know more about how to deal with the coronavirus, make sure that you watch us on Monday nights on COVID Conversations, Monday nights, 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, where we have Dr. Coffee Brown, who's a retired emergency medical services physician who teaches at the University of New Mexico Medical Center, and he answers all your questions. So join us there. And that we felt like that we wanted that to be our contribution. So, all right. Well, thank you.
No, and that's great. I love that show.
Yeah,
and
he's
thank
good.
Thank you for doing that too. I think information is definitely something that is a great contribution, because there's so many people who they look towards certain mainstream media outlets and they get confused. They watch one channel, they hear one thing and one another, and your guys' show is very unbiased and just gives the facts. And I really like the show too.
So Sarah says 3D bronze without you and this Searcher family PSMC would not have face shields. So you are to be complimented for your effort. All right, sir. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you,
and
guys.
again,
thanks
thank
for
you for your
my
effort.
call and my time.
Well, we look forward to speaking to you again.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. And once this is done, I'll start sending more stuff.
Don't worry about it. We went off on the Saint Corona kick because of the conversation I had with my daughter. So we still have a lot of the stuff that you sent us the last time. We need to give that away as soon as we're through this. And we've got a treasure chest to give away as well. So we'll not give away. Hide.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
All right. You have a good evening.
All right. You too. See you tomorrow on the Church of the Search.
Church of the Search. Yes, brothers and sisters, we'll be there. So I got a couple of voicemails. Let's see what we got here. We have a quiet voicemail. Oh, it's from Joey. See if he talked on this one.
Hey, Toby and Shelley, it's Joey. I hope you guys are well. I got a little tidbit for you and your listeners tonight. You can give me a call back when you get the moment. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Little tidbit, huh? Let's see what we have in the way of tidbits from Joey.
Hello.
Hey, Joey, it's Toby and Shelley. What's up?
Hey, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. What's your little tidbit?
Well, I did, I always watch Shelley's videos.
Oh, you're going to have to turn off your audio.
I did.
Okay,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I always listen to Shelley's videos. And I noticed she did a video on hints last Monday.
Uh-huh.
And I had a few thoughts, as I have the last couple of weeks here, given some time on the corona virus.
Yeah.
But I want to talk a little about forensics tonight.
Okay. Well,
and,
I do have to make Shelley and I agreed that everybody's limited to 10 minutes tonight. So you have to do it within 10 minutes.
I'm usually pretty good with that, Toby.
We were 26 minutes last time, Joey.
26 minutes? You document that?
Yeah, I have a record right here on my phone of every conversation. But you don't hold the record. Dominic actually beat out Maryland. He holds the record now. But
really,
I'll
what
let you know.
Record?
36. So I'll let you know. I've got a new sound effect. Ready? So when you hear this, 10 minutes are up. You ready? I'm just showing you. That doesn't mean it's up. Here we go. All right.
It sounds like my manicurist after the COVID-19.
It's really funny. It's funny because I noticed when you had dinner with us that night that you did have that you do see a manicurist. That's very gentlemanly of you. All right, so
cleanliness is next to godliness.
That's right,
Toby.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, a lot of what we're experiencing right now could have been saved by the fact if we had maintained good hygiene. Okay, let's go. Tell me about this.
Now that we got 2 minutes left, I want to talk a little about forensics. And I remember Forrest telling that story about Sitting Bull's pipe, how he literally enlarged the best picture possible of his pipe and matched it up to the current pipe he had in order to determine that it was in fact the same pipe. Mm-hmm. By the grains in the wood. Mm-hmm. And, I know Shelley has a damn good fact about talking about hints.
Yeah.
And that he always asserts that hints are to text.
Right.
And, oh man, I had a tough one with that one this week. Because, I looked up the definition of text. And, it's a little vague. I mean, some people define text as photos and writing. I've read that on Google by looking it up. And I wanted to bring up one thing in the thrill of the chase that is forensic to me that I wanted to share with you and your viewers tonight.
Go with it.
If you open Your Thrill of the Chase to the opening cover, you'll see like a grand, beautifully done picture portfolio of kind of Fenn's life. Mm-hmm. And, it has everything from his father to an ID card of him to, sorry, her name.
Peggy.
The woman that flew around the world. That
Amelia
Earhart. Thank you. Sorry. And he has that all on there. And the ID card, I mean, Toby, you know a little about printing in your life, I'm sure, just by proxy.
Yeah.
And to use color on a certain page takes a little extra effort and a little extra, work. And if you look on that front cover, when you open the book, mm-hmm. there's on his ID card a picture of him when he's not 17,
mm-hmm.
as noted on the ID card.
And didn't weigh 150
but
pounds
he's probably,
and wasn't 6 feet tall.
He's probably 6 or 7 years old, I guess.
Oh, I think he's younger than that. More like 3, 4, maybe 5.
Okay. I'll go with that for sure.
Yeah.
But it appears that there's a stamp behind it. And mm-hmm. I did some forensics, because there's those jaded edges that appear to be stamp-like.
Right.
And I always wondered what the heck that was and why he would place it there, or why he would, even if it were, let's say, a memento of his, mm-hmm. On a card, why would he have put a stamp where your photo or thumbprint is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to get to the bottom of it and find out what the stamp behind it was.
Did you figure it out? It's purple.
I did.
Okay, go.
I did. It's purple.
Yeah, it's purple.
And there are two options. It could be the Win the War stamp in 1942, or the Jefferson 3-cent stamp from 1938.
That's the one that I went with.
And I determined it was the Jefferson from 1938 because of forensics. So why is that there? That's the question to be asked. But I wanted to give that tidbit out because that is factual. There's no other purple stamp that would be a viable candidate for that forensically behind that photo.
So what do you think? So when I look at first of all, I do want to mention that's not Amelia Earhart behind the DC3. That's Peggy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
where it says
Fort Clark.
Fort
Clark.
Fort Smith, I think,
or
something like that.
Fort Clark.
Fort Clark. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
That's Peggy.
Sorry, I just don't have it in front of me.
It's all right. So the identification card has always been curious to me for the reasons that you say, right? So it's got his full name in there in caps. It's got his street address in text in tempo. The age, weight, and height don't match with the photograph, and it looks like the photograph was added as an afterthought. So I started thinking about why is that done? So to me it feels so I feel like the story is there, right? And the story is that there was an old identification card, and then somebody, for the fun of it, that was Forrest's at one time, identifying him for what we don't know, and somebody put a stamp in that space where his image would have been, or exchanged the image for the stamp or something like that, right, as a bit of humor. So if you had, and that's why I came to the conclusion it was Jefferson, because it had a face, it had Jefferson's face on the stamp, right?
Right.
So they put the stamp there, and then when whoever was doing the work associated with the graphics in this book, they had to cover up the stamp, and so they picked this picture of Fenn to do that. So and I just made that up. I mean, that was my story for it. But there's got to be some interesting story about why there's a Jefferson 3-cent stamp on that identification card.
Well, I'm sure there is, and I guarantee you Fenn is never going to tell you why.
No. And he may not even know. It might be, this is a guy who has a collection of mementos of various forms that include photographs and identification card. I don't have it. You know what was really funny? One of the things that was given to me after my father's passed was this box of personal items like this, and in there was his first driver's license. And I still have it. His first driver's license, which was on a piece of, I don't know, it looked like a negative paper. It was in negative, right? And I still have it. But I thought it was interesting. Like, I don't have any of my driver's license. I've had, I don't want to say dozens. I've had a lot of driver's licenses in my life, but I've never saved one. I mean, you have to be a different kind of person to save an identification card that identified you when you were 17, which is what this card does. He saves that stuff. And maybe it did have a stamp on it, right? So
yeah, I just, I go back to my first statement when I phoned about the price of printing.
Yeah.
And when you use a unique color on a page.
No, that's an extra step.
I know that Forrest has a lot of money.
Right.
I know that. But I find it hard to believe he does anything without purpose, and so it's just a reason to look at it. And
so
a 3-cent stamp, it was probably a lot of money
in order to get the brown, right? The sepia tone on that cover, it has to go through the CYMK plus B process. There's just no choice. You have to do that, right? But and so that's how it was printed. Brown requires all of them. Brown is a really weird color because it requires the whole CYMK process plus B. But the next hardest color to print is purple. It's the next hardest color to print because of the combination of the CYMK process that's required. So So they had to run it through there 4 times anyway because of the brown. It's not that the purple was added to a black and white print, right? It's not black and white. And then
it's
purple.
Brown in many colors. It seems almost luminescent if you look at it in the light.
Yeah.
A lot of money was put into it either way.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, and I've done a little bit of publishing here and there with albums and stuff like that. But I mean, that stuff's called. I had gold embossing on one album, and it cost a bunch of money that I didn't expect it was going to be that much. So I just look at that, Toby, and it always piques my interest to think about the money he put into this book and the thoughts he took with it. So I'm sorry that the 3-cent Jefferson stamp was old news.
Well, no, I mean, it may not be for everybody. It was for me only because it was one of the first things. The ID card drove me crazy when I first got into the search. So
yeah.
No.
I'm sure I surpassed my 10 minutes. So
you know what?
apologize.
I was going to give you an extra 2 minutes because I took up the 2 minutes. I took up the first 2 minutes. So you're coming up on your 12 minutes now.
Okay.
All right.
Better than the last time.
Better than the last time. Absolutely. All right,
well, thank
sir.
you guys. I just wanted to share that and thank you for your thoughts and enlightening me about printing a little bit more.
Oh, it's a conversation we could have. I was part of my career too. So.
Awesome, guys. Well, I'm glad you're safe and healthy. Thank you for the great video, Shelley. Even though I disagree with you on the use of photos with as opposed to the word text purely, but I look at everything. Got it. Got it. Good night. Good night.
Good night, Joey. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye now.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, as wrong as they might be.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. Mountains north of Santa GPS. Thank you for the response. Sorry, I forgot name and search area. Ian and the searches and call. No, you don't have to. No, Ian, you don't have to tell us where you're searching. Just from what state you are texting, and because the treasure. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell anyone the state where you're searching, JD. So. We'll keep that a secret just between you and me. What?
Might not even tell you.
I'll text it to you. How's that? I'll forward the text.
People say that hurts their ears.
It does. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but it's the caller that's supposed to get yanked off, not all the listeners.
You sunk my battleship, LR says. That's what it sounds like, right? My favorite one, the new favorite one is this. For the ka-ching. By the way, I should have mentioned this earlier tonight. If you'd like to contribute to our little project, scroll down to the bottom of the chat window. You'll see a grayed out but stylized $sign, or a stylized but grayed out $sign. And if you click on that, YouTube will walk you through contributing a super chat. Make sure you use the stickers, etc., etc., etc. So that's a lot of fun.
Well,
so I did get some new sound effects.
Forrest did put a lot of thought and money into his books. Remember, he talked about the secrets of San Lázaro Pueblo, and how he wanted it to be very fancy. Basically, I mean, he asked his printer to print it on linen and those colors, and they were like, "We've never done that before." And
so he went out and found a printer that did.
They did it for him. They said, "We haven't done it before. We can try." And they did it.
It's on my nightstand. I was going to show everybody. It's on my nightstand because it's my nighttime reading. It's how I relax to go to sleep. I read The Secrets of San Lázaro, or San Lázaro, as he says. He says it like an angle. Let's see. Make it only so the caller can hear it. Let me see how I would do that. I would do it this way. Hey, you tell me if you guys can hear that. Oh, no.
They're all going to hang up. Stop watching if you keep doing that.
All right, I'll find something a little bit more mellow. I just need something. I was hoping I could get to use it on Rio Grande Joe.
Do the rooster one.
The rooster.
There, end of the call.
Dive, dive. That's what it sounds like, Corey J, doesn't it? Dive, dive, dive. All men to your battle stations. Dive, dive, dive. Okay, so I finally did manage to open up the phone line. So if you want to call in and chat for up to 10 minutes, please do so now. So
you can leave a message for 3, or you can call in for 10. But you only get to talk for 3 minutes either way. Toby fills up the other 7 minutes.
With my stuff. With stuff that's important to me. It's my phone and my...
And your show. And
my show, and I can wash it as fast as I want. So for the rest of the weekend, we've got, aside from all the poker tournaments that are occurring, who knew? We do have Church of the Search tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. We'll go from 7 to closing. And just hey, there we go. Look at that. Just the opportunity.
So if I find the chest, what do you think about hiding your treasure chest where Forrest Fenn hid his?
Well, that's a good question, LR, because then you would have to reveal that location, and I question whether or not, I don't want to say the wisdom. I question the choice of whether to release the location of the treasure or not. Wait a minute, how do you do that? So the only person you'd have to tell is us. Then we'd go hide the treasure and write. I guess use the same poem effectively, huh?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, okay, LR, if you do find the treasure, we would be willing to do that.
Sure.
Right?
Why not?
If you find the treasure, don't tell anybody where you found it. You'd have to tell 5 people. Kevin, Shelley, Toby, Sarah.
I just tell you. You tell us.
I guess, yeah. You could tell me, and then we can figure out how to get there. Unless it's in Colorado. I will not hide a treasure in Colorado. No, 0 chance of that. Won't do it. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I don't have anything. I'm sorry. I'm just teasing. I don't have anything against Colorado. Colorado is a beautiful. I love Colorado, actually. So
I know. It's pretty.
I spent a lot of time.
I'd like to move there someday.
I climbed 38 of the 52 14,000-foot mountains in Colorado. That's how much I love. I was in Colorado when I was struck by lightning. That's how much I love Colorado. Okay, we got some text messages from Tony. He says, play Crazy Birds video, por favor. Okay, I will, but I can't hear the audio. I hope you guys can. Let's see. Colorado says it's a great idea, but he better hurry up and find it. All right, Tony wants, since Tony did a great job of doing all this donation, he wants Crazy Birds. Let's play Crazy Birds.
Okay.
Crazy Birds. We're playing. Okay, we're done. Okay, we're done, Shelley, Carney. Hey, who's this? Hey.
This is Sherry from PA. How are you?
Hi, Sherry from PA. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm darned good. It's Friday. I love Friday nights.
Right?
You know what? I used to like them better when I could go to the casino afterwards, but I'm being good.
Right?
They closed the casino.
I used to look forward to them, but now every day's Friday, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I hope this doesn't get that boring.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do you got for us?
Well, my hubs and I have been debating. I keep wanting to give away a thought, but we're debating on how much to give away. So
okay, so here's what I can tell both you and your hubs.
Mm-hmm.
People have been giving away ideas for 10 years now, and it hasn't made any difference.
I know, right?
I mean, it doesn't make any difference. We don't know where the damn thing is. So go ahead. Share away.
Okay. So I'll go to the halfway point here, which we've agreed upon.
Okay. I've got my
Okay.
notebook out and my pen in my hand. Go ahead.
Okay. So not saying that we have a location at all, because that's not the case. But well, actually we do, but I'm not going to give that away. But not that it's there. But there was a thought that I had about the poem in general, and just something maybe for folks to chew on, whether it makes any sense or not for them. So Forrest says, don't mess with his poem. But if I remember right, he also said it's kind of like baking a cake or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
you don't want to leave out any of the ingredients.
Right.
And you have to do them in the order of the recipe.
Right. So instead of saying exactly my thoughts, I'll just maybe hint at it, is that there may be a way to bake a cake with the poem. There may be instructions in the poem of how to bake that cake.
Okay, so I have to ask, of course, when you use the phrase "bake the cake," are you speaking in literal terms or figurative terms? Literal,
figurative.
Okay, all right.
Figurative.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not actually going to go and make a German brown cake. What are they called? German chocolate cake, not German brown cake.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So you. Go ahead.
So in other words, he might be giving us just a thought, but he might be giving us directions of how to come up with the solve. He might be giving us directions of how to. God, I don't want to give too much away.
No. You don't want to give too much away. You're absolutely right in thinking that. But go ahead. Feel free.
Mm-hmm. Right. So in other words, it's just a thought. But if you take the directions that he's giving you in the poem, you can create a place if you follow the directions. That's about all I can say.
All right. So let me see if I can create a reasonable facsimile thereof. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're suggesting is that, and let's use the example of paper mache.
Mm-hmm.
And let's use the example of paper mache on screen. Have you ever seen the way, I don't know what they're called, there's a name for them, the people that are train hobbyists, right? They make landscapes.
Yes.
Right? And they put down little pegs of wood, and they cover the wood with screen, and then they cover the screen with paper mache. So you're suggesting, are you suggesting that if I were to take that route, what I would end up with is a three-dimensional surface representation of the location of the treasure?
Something like that.
Not necessarily anything tangible like that.
Yeah.
But if you follow the directions he's giving you, it might actually direct you to one particular place.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, I guess why we're hesitant to give a whole lot away is because when we do it that way, it takes us to the same place we're already looking. So that's what's amazing to us. Not that we pinpointed anything, and of course we could be wrong. I mean, we probably are, but it was just something else to chew on as you're looking at it. That if you look at it kind of like a recipe.
So this new approach that you're suggesting of looking at the poem like a recipe has provided the, let's say, confirmation bias that you recover that you've not that you've recovered, but that you believe leads to the place that you were looking anyway. Is that what you said? Oh, interesting.
Correct.
And what state are you looking at? I
will share that. It's Wyoming.
Wyoming. All right. Wyoming. Wyoming, but not Yellowstone?
Wyoming, but not Yellowstone.
Okay, wow. You and Barry. You should have a conversation with Barry. He can tell you where to go, where he found the treasure.
Oh, who's that?
Barry, the gentleman from Florida with the Atlanta phone number.
Oh, right.
He calls in every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sherry from Pennsylvania. Thank you for that little tidbit. I think our searchers can take that and use it without going to your treasure spot. They can see if they can figure it out themselves.
Yeah, just something else to think about.
Yeah, no, that was great. Well done, and thank the hubs for participating from afar. So.
Okay, will do.
All right.
Okay.
We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So, Mr. Anonymous says, remember the old movie In the Great Outdoors with John Candy? Toby is like the guy who starts running every time it thunders because he keeps getting struck by light. I have a story to tell you, of course. I have a story to tell you.
I only got struck once.
I only got struck once, but one time I was riding my bike on the W&OD trail in Virginia, and we had a storm come in from the west, and I realized it was going to be one of those ugly thunderstorms. And the W&OD trail is raised because it's an old railroad trail, and so it's raised, and it has 100-foot leeway. What do they call it? Property leeway, something like that, on either side, but it's raised right of way. But it's raised about, I don't know, 10 or 15 feet in the air. And so I thought, this is the last place I want to be with all this metal under me. So I got off the bike. I didn't slide. I mean, I walked carefully down the side of this grassy slope, and I was stuck in the middle of that grassy slope between the 15 feet of W&OD trail and a pine forest. So I was sitting in the middle of that. So I figured the only thing I could do was put my bike about 20 feet away and then get as low as I could on the ground, without being stuck. And there was a lightning strike at the tree that was nearest me. And it literally blew up the tree.
It was looking for you.
Yeah, it was looking for me. It blew up the tree. It scattered tree shrapnel all over me, and the lightning went into the ground across to me, went into my body, and basically it set off my muscles. And so I went from a curled up crying position. I wasn't crying.
Fetal position.
Fetal position, crying my heart out, to straight out and laid flat on my back. And then the rest of the material from the tree came down on me. So
I didn't know about that one. I guess I'll have to add that to your almost dying
list. Yeah. So I was struck once and had a close call a second time. But that
got a super chat from Sarah.
We have a super chat from Sarah? Wow.
For when the treasure is found in Colorado, she said.
She's not going to take that from me, is she? All right, let's. From Sarah.
Go, Sarah. Go, Sarah. In Colorado.
So, but the best lightning strike people story, is I had a friend whose name was Bucky McGee. And actually, I met him through his wife, Catherine McGee. She worked for the state of New Mexico. He worked for the National Forest Service. And he was struck, he was a forest ranger. And he was struck 7 times by lightning, survived every one of them. But he was on a horse 2 out of those 7 times, and it killed the horses. So
poor horsey.
Poor horsey.
Poor horsey.
So we got a couple of text messages.
Oh.
Let me see. Why would Forrest have the photograph of page 131 manipulated? Look close. Is that the one, the bullet hole one?
What are we doing?
We're looking at page 131 here. I think that's a manipulated.
131.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see which it is. It's the one on gold and 131. Oh, it's the one with the gold coins in a kind of pile?
Yeah.
Why would he have manipulated? So 2 things. Whenever I used to teach journalism, and why question is funny because number one, when somebody asks a why question, they generally ask it because they already know the answer. So you have to tell us what the answer is. And secondly, in various situations, it can be a why question could be confrontational. And if you'd like to see how that works, watch the task force every afternoon, because all the journalists are asking why questions. Yeah, to be confrontational. Let's see, where on the WOD trail I used to ride from Herndon to Arlington, mainly Herndon to Vienna and back. So I did just the opposite direction. I used to ride from the entry point at Route 28 all the way out to, is it Gainesville that it goes out to? Because it turns Cinder at some point, and then back to Route 28 because I lived in Chantilly. It sounded like you lived Herndon to Arlington. Yeah, I did go in occasionally the Herndon route, but mostly I'd launch from Route 28 and go west from there.
Go west, young man.
Go west, young man. Ken from Oklahoma says, just when you thought Amelia Earhart stuff was over, here's one more on her first around-the-world try. She went west, broke down in Hawaii on Ford Island. Isn't Spanish teacher named Ford? Yes. And the Spanish word for Ford is vado, el vado, as in the lake and dam above the Rio Chama in New Mexico. So I had that little, let's see, turn Cinders around 5 miles north of Herndon. Oh no, it's further than that. Because I 5 miles north. No, it's not north of Herndon. It's
is this important?
West. Whoever this is lived in the
Charles Chapman
Herndon,
lived in Fairfax County.
Yeah, didn't we all at one time or the other?
I did.
Yeah, I was lived and raised my children in Chantilly, Virginia. They all went to Chantilly schools.
And I'm pretty sure that Gus knew where that mall was when you were talking about it.
Fair Lakes, yeah, because he was in the area. Yeah. Yeah, that was where we went on Sunday afternoons. The girls would just go in and have a great time. I spent more money on Build-A-Bears than I did on new cars. We had Build-A-Bears. That
and American had one each, and that was enough.
Oh, Build-A-Bears and American Dolls.
Oh no, and we didn't do American Dolls. She was just stuffed animals. She had a whole room full of stuffed animals.
Okay, we got Missoula. I think this is Missoula, isn't it? Hey, Missoula, you've reached Toby and Shelley. You're going to have to turn off your audio so they're going to get the feedback. Got it?
Hello?
Hello. What's your name?
This is a visionary from Montana.
A visionary. Oh, man. I haven't had a visionary in 2 weeks, so provide us some new insights.
In 2 weeks, I talked to you a year ago.
Oh, no. Well, I have another visionary that calls occasionally. So provide us some new insight. Okay.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you. We're wasting time here. We only have 10 minutes. So
I know. Yeah, I don't want that horn.
Give everybody some new insight as to the location of this treasure. Oh, visionary, sir.
No, nothing. No new insight. The thing I have to say is, Forrest talks about things that, let's just say something that people are all missing, and I'm not going to go into that. But do you remember me talking to you a year ago?
Well, I've probably done hundreds of phone calls since then.
I know you have.
So I hope you're not offended when I say no. I don't remember.
No, okay, but it was pretty specific because I was the one that brought up his special place.
Nope, still don't remember. So why don't you go back? Okay. Go back to that phone call and tell me again what you said about his special place.
Well, I'm not going to get into that. What I'm trying to say is that do you think that Rios de los Pinos, so let's just go straight to it.
Okay, let's go straight to it.
Right. Do you believe that Rios de los Pinos, and what I'm going to throw in is Fenny enough, is something you coined, somebody coined, a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that Rios de los Pinos is Fenny enough?
Well,
I've been there. I've been there myself, Toby.
Yeah.
many other places, and a lot of callers in the chat room. This Fenny enough. Does in my opinion, which I always throw in, does the and through my travels through New Mexico, Wyoming, Colorado, Montana, I live in Montana, and have family in all 4 states, and have been out, but I don't go out. To make this clear that I've been in this for over 6 years, and I fish a lot, and I go places. But this Fenny enough, does this have to be? Does the place that we're talking about, people are talking about, have to be Fenny enough? It's my question to you.
Does it have to be?
Rio de los Pinos is not Fenny enough to me.
Well, it depends where on the Rio de los Pinos you are.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I understand.
So there's a location right above the entry point to the Toltec Gorge.
Right.
That is damned Fenny. Now, as you're fishing your way, let's see, that would be east. As you're fishing your way east from just below Osher Station, that's not very Fenny.
Right.
But once you get past the River of Rocks, then it's pretty Fenny right in there. Now that's a 45-minute hike, so not everybody heads out that direction. But that's the point at which it gets pretty danged Fenny in a lot of different ways, including places, hundreds, if not thousands, but hundreds of places where you could hide a 12 by 12-inch chest.
Right. Well, I guess my point is that shoot, I don't want to use up my 10 minutes. I guess my point
you have about
is
6 minutes. You've got 6 minutes left, so don't worry about it. I'll tell you when it's up.
All right. Well, I guess my point is that we know people, and God, I don't want to give away too much. We know people have been within, let's say, and this is when I called you a year ago, 200 and 500 feet. I remember you might remember I said, okay, Toby, it's like the picture behind you. You're standing at Warm Waters Halt. You look down, and I said this a year ago, and I'm not going to say his name, said it has nothing to do. And I said, you park at Brown, you go into the Blaze, back out, in, back out. And he said, Blaze has nothing to do with the chest, and which we found out different by now.
Right.
But from then. But what I'm saying is that, let's see, how do I put this? Shoot. Man, how do I say it? I'm kind of lost now. But anyway, if people are going, if people have found, we know people, Forrest said it himself, people have found, been within 200 feet. But is the reason why is because they're at a spot that is not Fenny. Let's just coin that phrase again. Fenny enough is the reason they're blown by it. Because the Force only knows this, not us. The actual reason why is because they're looking around and saying, well, this isn't, this is just my opinion, Toby. This isn't Fenny enough.
Yeah.
I hope you get my drift, what I'm saying.
No. I understand. I don't know that I'm certain why you've chosen as an example of the Rio de los Pinos, because there are lots of locations that I've been to in Colorado and Wyoming and Montana that I would say.
I'm talking of the states, Toby, is why I'm saying it.
Right, that I would say are all Fenny enough. I mean, on the other hand, I can tell you that I found a lot of places that weren't Fenny enough, in my opinion. Right.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is that, you could be at a place where you're saying to yourself, a searcher out there is saying to themselves, well, this doesn't look like what, your Forrest imagined or what he has said, a tree, let's say a tree surrounded by forest and this and that. And a year ago, like I said, you see deer, you see elk, you see this and that. But, that's where your imagination comes in. This is what Forrest imagined. But he had to replace all this when he went to Santa Fe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yet, when he got his plane, it opened up a different world to him. He got to be able to go different places, look down different places, land different places, and this and that. All I'm saying is that possibly, in my opinion, people have been to a place that wasn't described by Forrest as a place that they're imagining that Forrest imagined.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean. You get there and you say, well, this isn't what Forrest has got in his head. Mm-hmm. Well, what Forrest has in his head from 50 years ago to what Forrest 70 years ago from what Forrest has in his head now is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I hope people in the chat room understand. I saw one person already give me crap.
No, that's all right. It's the nature of the beast to get crap when you get on a phone.
Right. Yeah, I know that.
Let's look at it this way. You're the one that had the courage to dial the number, right?
Right on.
Not everybody has that kind of courage. So I'm on your side, buddy.
Right. No, I understand that, Toby. You're a good man, But
well, thank you.
It just, and Shelley, I'd like to say hi to you. But it's just that the point, bottom line, the point I'm trying to make is that which I've all repeated again, like I said a year ago, sorry to stutter, but you get to a place and you say, man, this can't be it. But yet you keep walking because you're saying, and I'm going to coin the phrase again, this isn't Fenny enough.
Yeah.
Does it have to be Fenny enough?
Well, it only has to be. So I'm the
10 years now.
I'm the one that coined the phrase.
Right. You're right.
So I have always made it. So I have in my head, in my imagination, we have a minute left. All right. I have in my imagination what Fenn would like in terms of his special place. And so I've always said, it doesn't mean everybody else has to. I've had a lot of people disagree with me that it has to be, that I don't know what Fenny enough is. It's Fenny enough to me, right? And only me. We could look at you and I could look at the same location and you could say, that's not very Fenny, and I could say it's Fenny enough, but it would be our opinion. So I wouldn't let the idea, I would certainly not want people making decisions about their theories based on whether the location is Fenny enough or not.
Exactly. And Blazing Saddles, maybe write down your thoughts before you call in. Well, you call in.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give Blazing Saddles a bunch of crap, but, you call in Blazing Saddles. So anyway, hey, Toby, good talking to you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, sir. You have a good evening. And don't wait so long to call the next time.
Well, it's like I say, it's been a year, and every once in a while I pop in and out, and, I watch you guys all the time, but it's just one of those things where, what the hell, Toby?
What the hell?
10 years.
That's
10
it. We haven't
years
found
now,
it yet.
And 10 years now, and people got to think inside, outside, above, below, everything in the box.
Got it.
Hey,
all
have
right.
a good night, buddy.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet, buddy. Bye.
Well, you know what? I like the kind of call where people express without. That's why I like the Barry calls. Or the Maryland calls. I like it because they express themselves, they express their opinions without fear or concern about whether, I like that. Sooner or later, somebody's going to say something, and somebody in that chat room is going to say to themselves, oh my God, that's exactly what I needed in terms of figuring out where Forrest Fenn treasure is. So there.
Well, at least that's the hope.
At least that's the hope.
It's that time again.
Whoops. Hold on. Got to stop that. Because Sarah just gave us another donation.
Another $5.
In all uppercase, she says, love the alarm.
Oh.
And
all right, everybody. Thank you to all of you people who like watching me eat popcorn, hanging out with me tonight, and having a good time in the chat room. For Gypsy Kiss Friday Fenndango, I'm the Magical Treasure Princess, life coach to the rich and famous, and popcorn maker extraordinaire, Shelley Carney.
Popcorn Princess. That's what you're.
Popcorn Princess. That's me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you had half as much fun as we did, because if you had half as much fun as we did, you had a lot of fun. I will see you tomorrow night on Saturday Night Church of the Search, starting at 7 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. Who knows what will happen then? We will be playing some jazz music and opening up the phone lines early so you guys can call in, and I get to use my new dive alarm. Thanks for joining us tonight. We love you. Remember that.